Does the Adam and Eve story not break your number 3 rule though about once upon a time?
Okay, good. Very good. I like you. You're a thinker, man. It's an honor to talk with you, sir. Okay, you're right. Genesis 1 and 2 are really hard. Why? Because the literary style of Genesis 1 seems to be poetry. What do I mean? Oh, Cliff, that's just a cop-out. No. Wait a second. What does God create on the first day? And what I want you to watch is the parallelism between day 1 and day 4, day 2 and day 5, day 3 and day 6. All right, I'll read it for you. Now watch the parallelism. Because remember, Hebrew poetry is not words that rhyme at the end of a line like our poetry at times is. Okay? Instead, Hebrew poetry is parallelism, where ideas are put parallel to each other, and you see that consistently through the text. Okay, so Genesis 1. First day, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Okay, what does he create on day 4? The sun. Okay, what does he create on day 2? Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water. So God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it. That's day 2. So what does he create on day 5? Fish for the water, birds in the air. Clear parallel between day 1 and day 4, day 2 and day 5. Day 3, what does he create? He creates dry land on day 3. And on day 6, he creates animals and human beings. So you see the parallelism there. That is why to say Genesis 1 is a precise historical account, I don't think is honest. Is there some history in there? Yes. But how much and exactly what? I do not know. Because the language is vague. And so when the language is vague, I got to be honest and say, guys, the language is vague. Now we do know that when Jesus says, "I am the door," he's not claiming to be 2 pieces of plywood slapped together. We do know when Jesus says, "I'm the light of the world," he's not claiming to be a 100-watt light bulb. But that's easy metaphor, right? You can see that. You can also see his use of hyperbole. If your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. For it is better to enter heaven with 1 hand than with 2 hands to go into hell. But he's not literally saying, take out a machete and slice off your hand. He's using an extreme form of speech to make a point. Does that make sense? Yeah, hyperbole, exactly. Man, it's good talking with you, sir. You're thinking, man. Thank you.
I just break all 3 rules, though. You broke 3 rules every 4.
Whoa.
Just like
What were those? Wait a second. Wait, think with me. Come on now. You're good. What were those 4 tests to determine what? The historicity of a document. And we were talking about the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And those 4 tests, when you apply them to the Gospels, show that the Gospels are historically reliable. And you're right. Genesis 1 and 2, which you raised very well, is not history. No, it's not. It's not fairy tale. It's poetry, which is different. Okay? You've got history, you've got mythology, you've got poetry, you've got apocalyptic literature like the book of Revelation, highly, highly symbolic, some weird images. And those are different types. And then you got scientific literature. So you have many different types of literature, right? And you got to learn to respect literary style, otherwise you're going to flunk out of this place. If you read Shakespeare the same way you would read a science textbook, you will flunk. A play. Exactly. Created in the mind of Shakespeare, right?
So, to an extent, what makes that anything different than the poetry that you're reading and the scriptures that you read? What's the difference in the other?
Okay, good. You better read Shakespeare fairly, and you better figure out what's he trying to do. And obviously, he's trying to put together a play. It's very entertaining, and he's trying to make some points, I think. Moral points, mainly. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is didactic teaching, moral teaching. It is not a description of how physical process called science works.
There's no science in the Bible.
Thank you. that literary style, you're absolutely correct, sir. That literary style, scientific literature, is nowhere in the Bible. Which means if anybody says to you, science contradicts the Bible, you know that's very sad. It shows they don't understand science and they've not read the Bible.
It does kind of contradict the Bible.
How?
It's a total contradiction of science, or of the Bible, excuse me.
Good. I am a follower of Christ. I believe in evolution as a process, not as an origin. You're right. Evolution as an origin, the idea that there is no God and there's just a physical process that happened by chance and chance mutations and natural selection and we come about, that obviously contradicts the Bible. But evolution as a process, that life evolves, that is not a contradiction of the Bible, because the Bible never answers the question, what process did God use to create? It's impossible for evolution as a process to contradict the Bible. Of course, evolution as an origin obviously contradicts the Bible, no question about it. Exactly. And the Bible says, in the beginning, God, not in the beginning, hydrogen. Man, it's an honor to talk with you. You track, and I respect you.
Some Christians do weaponize the Bible against people who
Yes.
are, like sexism, homophobia,
Yep.
racism.
Yep.
And I don't understand that at all because, especially with sexuality, God said He loves everybody, and love is love.
Yep.
So why do people feel like people who love different are less than, and that they're going to hell? But that makes no sense. That contradicts because God loves.
Okay, good.
It's a person of love.
All right, let me ask you something. I'm a follower of Christ.
Yeah.
I am married to Sharon.
Okay.
I find these two women gorgeous.
Yeah.
If I follow Christ, is there something wrong with me trying to seduce them?
Yes.
What's wrong with that? Is that not judgmental for you to say, yes, there's something wrong with you trying to seduce these two women? Why? Why is it?
I mean, you're committed to one person.
You're committed to one person, yeah. But guess what? I really love them. And so I want to seduce them. So are you going to tell me that's wrong? And if so, why?
I was meaning towards like a man loving another man or a woman loving another woman.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Great point. I love my wife, Sharon. I'm committed to her, and I'm going to be faithful to her. And I can love her, and I can love her. It doesn't mean I have to have sex with them.
Right.
Right? Okay, a man can love a man. I love a lot of guys. But it doesn't mean I'm going to have sex with them. Why? Because God created our sexuality to be enjoyed within the context of a lifelong commitment between one man and one woman till death parts them. And that is why, for me to try and seduce these two women is evil on my part. Does that mean I'm a piece of dirt? No. It means I am valuable because I'm created in the image of God, but I'm a sinner, and I better face that. And what is sin? It is violating the purpose for which God made me. And God did not create me to have sex with every good-looking pair of legs I can hop into bed with.
No. But people do love, their own sex. Like,
Yeah. I love guys.
Like, I'm not attracted to other women, but I know a woman can love another woman.
Yeah. Good.
Like, I don't think it's a sin. It's love.
Okay. The challenge is, who defines love?
It's all down to the person. It's between two people.
Okay. I would partially agree. But what is love? Love is not infatuation. I find these two women gorgeous. I want to have sex with them. That is not love. Love is, I care about you so much that I'm going to work for your well-being. To the point of being willing to forgive you if you hurt me, to the point of being willing to sacrifice for you, because I love. You see, Jesus defines love differently than our culture defines love. To love is for me to actively wish her well-being, for me to actively wish her well-being. To love means to be able to make a promise to my wife. I will be faithful to you till death parts us. And guess what? I can keep the promise, or I can break the promise, because I got a free will. And now I better ask God for the grace and the strength to keep my promises. Because keeping your promises is a big part of what it means to be a human being created in the image of God. Okay, does that make any sense or not?
It makes sense. It's, you know, I just know a lot of people who do weaponize it are the same people who are, you know, sinning. Well, everyone sins.
Right.
But like, I don't know how to say this.
It's okay, you're doing well, keep going.
It's like they'll go cheat on their girlfriends and then condemn another person for loving someone that may not be conventional. But
Good. All right.
that's what really irks me. Is that
Yes. And it irks me also. Okay? So here's how we do it. I have a lot of friends who are adulterers and adulteresses. I have even more friends who are into fornication. I got a bunch of friends who are homosexual and lesbian. Every single one of my friends is just like me. Valuable because we're created in the image of God, and sinful because we've rebelled against God's will to do our will. Because why? Because my choice is supreme. It's all about choice. So just because I'm born with a natural drive to do something doesn't make it right. When I was 4 years old, I played in the sandbox. I picked up a metal truck and dropped it right on the head of a playmate, and it hurt. Nobody taught me to drop metal trucks on people's heads. I did it very naturally. I am born with a readiness to sin factor in my life, and I proved it by dropping a metal truck on a playmate's head as a 4-year-old.